Hey YouTube, just want to make a quick video, not a rant, not going over the top like I do sometimes. Just want to talk just for a minute about a recent, this is a state level, California, which most of us, I'm not trying to belittle people that live in California. I know you on the some conservative side that live in California, you're kind of trapped into a state that you're constantly fighting. I get that and understand, and my point is keep fighting. I know a lot of times if you see me on some of my chats, maybe some of my videos, I talk about the importance of voting. And then you could live in an area that you might consider your vote not counted, but I've always advocated that you still got to do it. You have to let your voice be known. And case in point, I don't know all the ins and outs. I'm not saying it's going to get anywhere. It may not grab any traction whatsoever, or it may pass. It may have already passed. I just caught a little bit of it and looked into it just a little bit. I admit I'm not totally grasping the entire scope of what's trying to be passed, but here in the last few days, California is trying to, I don't know if it was county-wide, statewide, or whatever. Like I said, I'm not totally, and I can't rely on my memory because my memory sucks, but I do try. Anyway, California is trying to pass a law for California banning books. Yeah. If the books do not meet their criteria, they're banned. I don't even have to tell you what the books contain or could contain that they ban. I don't give a damn what kind of book it is. If you're trying to ban books, what does it matter what the book tells? I'm not even against banning the Quran, banning books on Satanism. It doesn't matter. That is your choice of what you want to look at, read, educate yourself on. So the subject matter doesn't apply in my mind. It doesn't matter what kind of book they want to ban. They want to ban books. Hello, 1984. Fahrenheit 451. I think is it 451? I read it when I was in high school. I might have the numbers wrong there. A recent movie, Equilibrium. Really good movie. It's a cross between Fahrenheit 451 and 1984. If you hadn't seen it, check it out. That's where we're headed, with a little sci-fi kick to it. Anyway, but from what I understand is actually it was a ban on books that did not represent or do represent. Let me rephrase that. Banning books that refrain the output. That's not the right wordage. My vocabulary is not always great. Of Christianity type values. I know I messed up the wordage there, but in a nutshell, that's what it was. If a book teaches values that one way is better than the other, via Christianity values, then it's banned. It's illegal to sell that book. That's what they're pushing. Now, like I said, I'm not sure if it's going to take hold, if it's going to pass, but it is California. It could. I don't live in California, so it doesn't directly affect me. But basically, they could ban the Bible. You couldn't sell the Bible in California. Think about it. Let that take hold. Whether you're a Christian or not. I don't claim to be a Christian. But I also don't believe in the banning of the Bible. I do believe in parents' right to raise their children as they see fit. And here you are, California, saying parents can't buy literature, books, whatever, to guide their children the way they see fit in their values. This is a holy shit, really. Banning books. In my lifetime, I would never think this is possible. Banning books. Are you freaking kidding me? Getting back kind of how I started this video. This is why I say it's very, very important for you to vote in every election that comes up. Every primary, every election. There's an election going on every year where you live. I guarantee it. Very, very seldom, if ever, there wasn't some election going on in my district. They might have been elections going on in other districts that I have no say-so in. I can only vote in my district. But I don't know that I've ever seen my district not open come November for an election. It might not have been a federal Senate seat, a federal representative seat, but it was a state senator or a state representative. And more importantly, just like in California with that going on, there have been county officials, city officials, school board members, utility, whatever. I mean, there's so many seats that you wouldn't even think are up for election, but they are. And it starts at the root. It starts at the grassroots, at the core bottom line. You can't affect the top tier of politics if you're not involved in the root of politics. You can't ignore city or county officials and then expect to make change at the federal level. You got to start down here. Well, you got to be involved in all of it, but you can't ignore your county, city, whatever level officials if they're a virus that is infecting your entire state and country, and expect to make change at the upper level. You got to start down here. That's why I always preach and advocate. You have to be involved. Whether you think your vote's being counted, whether you are in a state that's overwhelmed, it doesn't matter. You have to be involved at the base level. It's like any other thing. I don't care if you. Well, I know this is going on too long. Let's just say you like fishing. I like fishing. I love to fish. I fished all my life. But at the same time, I can't go to the big bass tournaments in my little kayak and expect to win the bass tournament annual whatever the hell competition they got going on. All I can do is do it at my level and hope I can make a difference and I know it's not a good analogy, but you know, anyway, you get my point. All right, I've rambled on long enough. Later, YouTube, get out there and vote. This country is in a freaking mess, and it's up to us to turn it around. It's not up to the politicians to turn it around. It's up to us. Later, YouTube. Have a good weekend.